Hello everybody, and welcome to the Child of Eden HD playthrough, because I want you guys to experience this game how it was meant to be experienced. In stunning high definition, because I've got on a Hapage now. Yes! Haha. September 11th, 2019. The first human born in outer space breathes her first breath on the International Space Station. Her name is Lumi. As she grows, she dreams of touching the beauty of Earth, expressing her feelings through song, sending her messages to the people of Earth. After her death, her body and data was preserved, and all of her memories and data were recorded and archived. The latter half of the 21st century ushers in a new era in space exploration. Humankind marches ahead into the furthest reaches of space. The collective knowledge of human history is stored as archives, connected and accessible from anywhere in space. People now refer to the internet as Eden. Everything from evolution and natural history to the entire span of human history is stored in Eden's data archives. To those who have never known what it's like to set foot on Earth, Eden is the fountain from which all knowledge flows. Time marches on. In the 23rd century, using Lumi's preserved data archives, scientists attempt to recreate her persona within the confines of Eden. The experiment is called Project Lumi. And now, after what seems like an eternity since her passing, Lumi emerges from her slumber within Eden. And here we meet Lumi, who's the narrative focus of the game. She's the fully fictional lead singer of the Genki Rockets and is portrayed by Rachel Rhodes. And now, before Child of Eden, it was stated that Lumi's birth date was actually September the 11th, 2037. But since Child of Eden, it's been retconned to being 18 years earlier. I guess to try and make it a little more current. Theoretically, well, technically, since the entire game soundtrack is made by the Genki Rockets, and Lumi's the main star of the Genki Rockets, this game can technically be summarised as Genki Rockets the game, which is awesome. Now, I love this intro, because it's so goddamn pretty. I mean, the entire game's pretty, but it's just, like, so beautiful and idyllic. I just love it. Then again, I kind of bit of a softie for pretty things. That made me sound like a weirdo. Oh well. Buggery hell. Someone really should have installed some antivirus software on this thing. It's just get Norton or McAfee. I mean, I know it costs a bomb, but you might as well sort of stick your neck out to try and stop this kind of thing from happening, you know? Because it's not good when your internet persona gets attacked by viruses. Leads to Digimon the movie. Anyway, save Eden, save Lumi. And that we will. And here we have the hub world, which is called Lumi's Garden. It's basically just a nice, pretty little thing to look at whilst you wait for going to your levels. The first thing I'm doing is just setting up the HUD to allow me to better chart my progress through the levels. Child of Eden has 3 difficulties. There's normal, Feel Eden, and hard. You can't unlock hard until after you've played the game the first time, but Feel Eden and normal are available from the start. Normal basically is normal, you get damage. If you fail, you get kicked out. Feel Eden, you don't get damaged at all. You can just play to your heart's content. Really? Which is good, but where's the challenge in it? Anyway, first level is Matrix, and it's kind of, each level's got its own sort of style, and Matrix is basically meant to be a computer-y style level, so it's like you're in the Matrix, essentially. Fixing the bits of code, which is why everything's so blocky in this level. Now, gameplay is based around the target lock, so you lock on to enemies, and then you launch. You try and shoot 8 enemies at once, so that's an octolock. And then if you release it in time to the beat, it gets you a perfect multiplier, just like that. Each successive octolock raises the multiplier all the way up to ×8. And getting an octolock but failing to release it on the beat, or at least getting good, will reset the multiplier, which kind of sucks, but gotta have some challenge to get the excellent stuff. You see the player life on the right hand side? That design changes depending on the level, which is actually quite cool. And very shortly we'll meet the life sport item, which we'll want to collect, because at the start you will only get 3 health bars, largely because in the first part of a level you're not likely to find anything that's going to kill you, because that'd just be a dick move, really. So yes, these are a godsend. Pick them up whenever you see them, largely because it will get you more points at the end of the level if you get them all. Now, I think we're going to be taught about a little thing called Euphoria. Might be after this little string of enemies. Yeah, there we go. This basically allows you to kill all viruses on the screen, but it's better not to use them because you get a better score at the end. Only use them if you are in trouble, because you always want to get the best scores in the world. And it's a great sort of way to introduce the games, but just the game's basically a spiritual successor to Res. So, first level having all these sort of wireframe style visuals links perfectly to Res, from what I've seen of it anyway. And now we get to meet the next gameplay mechanic. You'll only need these tools throughout the entirety of the game. This is the Tracer, which is used to kill purple enemies and the purple targets, so the bullets that they shoot at you. It's kind of a little bit useless in feel even, but if you don't want a red screen which ruins your experience, you're going to need to use it anyway. Now, the enemy bullets have a different sound in each stage, which is really cool. And some of the sound effects, gorgeous. So, now that that's all the gameplay stuff of Child of Eden out the way, let's get on to all of them. So, like, main facts. It's developed by Q Entertainment, who used to be the record label for the Genki Rockets. They've now moved to Sony Entertainment. It's published by Ubisoft. It was designed by Tetsuya Mizuguchi, who was the guy who made Res and Lumi. It was first released on the 360 in June in sort of America, Australia and Europe. And then it was later released on the PS3 in September in those 3 areas. And then both versions were released on October 6th in Japan. God knows why it was released so late in Japan, but I think they just wanted to get them out at the same time. Kind of makes sense if you ask me. It's basically a rail shooter music game, but I just call it a visual experience. That's kind of the best way to explain Child of Eden. And I really do love the game, because it's just, and yes, Child of Eden, making blocks look pretty since 2011. Now, there are 2 control schemes per game, well, per version of the game. You've got the normal controller scheme, which is what I'm using, and then you've got, for the Xbox 360, you've got the Kinect control style, and on the PS3 you've got the Move control style. Now, Kinect one's kind of a bit weird because you're using your right hand to use the octolock, well, the auto-lock feature, and then you like slash out a bit to launch, and then use your left hand to do the tracer. I played it once when I was down in Cambridge, and I think I was standing a little too close to the screen, to the Kinect, for it to be able to read my motions properly. And I didn't quite enjoy it, and I was a bit sort of, probably because I had like bags with my feet, and I kind of needed to be going places. But this game was largely billed as a Kinect game, and in some way it kind of is. But it does, I think, from what I've read of reviews and stuff, it does have its issues as a Kinect game, which is kind of sucky, but yeah. No, I really dislike the tutorial section because it's just kind of just a bit meh. I'm not too keen on the beat, really. It does get faster and faster and faster and faster, which isn't quite that good for the kind of sluggish controls that you use. Yeah, now, on the PS3 version, you've got the controller, and then you've got the move controller scheme. So, I think that probably works a little better. It's got a bit more sort of speed, but I've not tried it out personally, so I wouldn't know. Now I remember, it's pretty much every single time I've played this level, the last door always gets me, because I'm never fast enough to get at everything. Because it's just going such a fast pace. Now if you fail a thing, fail a door, then they don't get much harder. But I hate that door. Now, every level kind of has a slight build up to its boss. You've got the first two sections, and then everything sort of gradually goes in a crescendo to the boss. Now, each level has its own very unique style, and also has a track from the Genki Rockets. This particular level uses Fly from the Genki Rockets' first album, Heavenly Star. And it actually used to be my favourite track on the album, but it's not quite my favourite anymore, even though I still love it. And each track is uniquely mixed to match the different stages of the level, and each piece will loop over and over again until the section ends. Sometimes the level will sort of force you out of this area, and others you have to sort of purify everything before it'll let you move on. Which is quite well because it's just kind of difficult to sometimes get the 100% purification, but that's because I suck. I'm decent at this game now, but when I first got it, oh god, that was rubbish. I think it was just like spurts of trying to get things on the beat, and it wasn't quite working. Now, I love this section, largely because Fly just sounds so beautiful at this moment. It's just a spectacular way to lead to the end of this level. Sensory overload, really. Because this is the first level of the game, and already you've got something that's this glorious. It's just unheard of. Now, this particular level is kind of weird in the fact that the vocals that you're hearing are sound effects, and not actually part of the backing track, so you'll never be able to find a version of Matrix that has the lyrics on, because it's just impossible to do. Because the sound effect, it's impossible to get the same sound effects at the same point in every single game, just how it works. Just look at it. It's just amazing. So many critical blocks, it's just like, ah. It's got some of the prettiest boxes ever. Definitely. Some of these levels really do just need the speeches at times because they're just so visually amazing that it's just difficult to comprehend. Also, I really love the use of live action people from the looks of the background in Challenge. It's one of the smoothest I've ever seen in a game because it's never really attempted. And they just do it so perfectly in this game. It's surprising that no one's done it before. I think it's either because bringing people into the game is difficult. Getting it seamless is also hard. But it's just brilliant. The Matrix surges with renewed vigour and energy. 4 stars. Yes! Now, at the end of each level, you get to add a reward to Lumi's garden, and depending on what you've done in the stage, you can unlock extras to look at in like concept art and stuff, as you can see here, which is quite awesome. Now, if you're wondering sort of what the hell's going on with there, I'll explain it, I think, at the end of Evolution Archive, which we've just unlocked. Woo! We'll come to that soon. Yay! Lumi's garden actually sort of builds up as you get through the stages, which is pretty awesome, really.